All right, before we dive into our Bears-Colts postgame show as Chicago falls 24-17, who's ready for the regular season? Like, tonight was fun, but the starters sat out for the most part. I know I'm ready for the regular season. If you're ready for the regular season, type me down in the comments, and let's jump into tonight's instant reaction to the Bears' loss. Before we dive into the Bears' 24-17 loss to the Colts in preseason week 2, my name's Harrison Graham, and today's show is sponsored by Hexclad. Improve your kitchen with the best kitchenware out there from Hexclad. Get 10% off with promo code CHAT at hexclad.com. That is hexclad.com, promo code CHAT. All right, the Bears fall to 1-1 in the preseason with tonight's 7-point loss, the first preseason loss of Matt Eberflus's head coaching career. This was a wild one as the Colts led 7-0 early. The Bears responded with 17 straight, and then the Colts ended up finishing it off with 17 straight of their own to win it 24-17. Lots to digest in this one with some instant reaction and takeaways, and I think we got to start with the most interesting storyline of the night. Is Tyson Bagent going to unseat P.J. Walker as the backup quarterback of this football team? This backup QB situation is getting very interesting. So P.J. Walker got the start. Let's talk about him first. He played the first 2 drives and just did not do much, right? The theme of training camp in a lot of ways for him has been inconsistent, inaccurate. 1 of 4, 6 yards. Now, Equinemius St. Brown did drop what would have been like a 6 or 7 yard completion on like 3rd and 12. It wouldn't have been a first down, but, you know, maybe it's 2 for 4 for 12 yards instead of 1 for 4 for 6 yards. But the Bears just aren't moving the football with him back there. It's not happening in practice very consistently. It certainly didn't happen in this game. And I get when they signed him why it made sense. He's mobile, dual threat, strong arm, familiarity with DJ Moore. They gave him a 2-year deal to come in and be the backup quarterback, but the camp has not been good. And at some point, you really have to take that into account. I think it's like a $2 million dead cap hit to cut him. I'm not saying he's for sure getting cut, but if you're keeping only 2 quarterbacks, how can you ignore what Tyson Bagent has been doing? He looked good in limited action in the preseason opener, 4 or 5 in that game. And tonight he goes 9 for 10. So now he's 13 of 15 in 2 preseason games. And tonight he got in earlier. They brought him in before Nathan Peterman. So he surpassed him. 9 for 10, 76 yards. Rushed for a touchdown as well. Showed off the mobility a couple times. He flushed the pocket once and made a very nice throw on the sideline to Simba Webster. He hit Daurice Fountain, who had a nice night on a couple of catches. He just looks good. Quick decisions, strong arm, that quick 3-quarter release. Like, he just looks comfortable back there where P.J. Walker a couple times, he's getting happy feet and clean pockets. It's not a great sign for the veteran backup at this point in time. And if you're asking me, like if it's my depth chart, Tyson Bagent is the number 2 right now behind Justin Fields. Now, I'm not saying the Bears feel this way at this point in time, but I think it was also telling, too, that Bagent did not play at all in the second half. It was strictly Nathan Peterman. So that could mean a million things, right? But if you want more further evaluation, there's no reason to not play Bagent in the third quarter some. They didn't do that. That tells me that they like this kid. There's something there. If they carry 3 quarterbacks, he's a lock to make it. If they carry 2, they're going to have to make a real decision. Like someone sent in a super chat during the watch party, appreciate everybody that joined us, and said, Ryan Poles and Matt Eberflus have a decision to make at quarterback. I completely agree. Behind Justin Fields, you got to really consider Tyson Bagent here because if you cut him, I think he gets picked up off of waivers. So who should be QB2? Who should be the backup quarterback? Type PJ for PJ Walker, TB for Tyson Bagent. Maybe you keep 3. Maybe that's the compromise. I think Walker, as a veteran voice, has some value on this team, but Bagent, you got to keep him to develop this kid because there's something there. I really like what I saw from him tonight. All right, Tyreek Stevenson, up and down night. A lot of good things, a couple not so good things. Let's start with the not so good. He had a late hit that ended up being offsetting penalties because Kenyon Drake responded, got in his face, so it offset. So he kind of got bailed out a bit there, but threw him out of bounds well beyond the sideline. Like, you like the physicality, you like the trash talk, but You can't cost yourself and your team penalties, so I didn't love that. He also completely whiffed on an interception in the end zone from Gardner Minshew. Timed the jump fine, put his hands up, and just missed the ball. I don't know what happened. That was very bizarre, but you like that he was reading the eyes, just like last week when he couldn't quite squeeze an interception that would have been a pick six, but at minimum, you've got to knock that ball away. To not even get a hand on it and for it to be caught for a touchdown, that's just a tough one. Now, the physicality was there. He had 3 tackles, had some other good coverage reps. I don't think he's like all of a sudden on the hot seat to not start. I think he's clearly your second outside corner opposite of Jalen Johnson with Kyler Gordon in the nickel. But some missed opportunities tonight. That should have been a pick. Again, at minimum, a PBU. Ends up being a touchdown. That type of miscue could cost you a game in a regular season. But he keeps bouncing back. That's what I like. After that, had a couple of physical tackles. For the second week in a row, he blew up a wide receiver screen for a no gain. That was awesome. But, you know, he's a rookie. There's going to be some ups and downs, some ebbs and flows. I still like Tyreek Stevenson a lot, but he left some meat on the bone tonight. I think even he would tell you that. Now, speaking of meat, if you want to grill the best meat possible on your stove, use the kitchen cookware from Hexclad, the awesome pot and pans here. It's time to talk about your kitchen. And no, we're not talking about dirty dishes in the sink. We're talking about Hexclad, as they have revolutionized the cookware industry with a hybrid pan that gives you all the convenience and cleanup of nonstick, the versatility of your grandma's cast iron, and a lifetime warranty just in case you find a way to destroy them. Use promo code CHAT at hexclad.com/chat to get 10% off. Hexclad truly checks every single box when it comes to picking your cookware. They are metal utensil safe, dishwasher safe, and an awesome benefit here too, oven safe up to 500 degrees. If you like to sear your meat, you can really crank it up and there's not going to be any damage. Don't believe me? Take Gordon Ramsay's word for it, celebrity chef here. He says, the sear I can get with these pans is incredible with absolutely no stick. The temperature control is utter perfection and the cleanup is effortless. I love using Hexclad at home. I think what's awesome about Hexclad as well, and I've flashed this pan a couple times, not only do they perform well, they're sexy. They look good. You can brag in your kitchen when you get these products, pots, pans, other items from Hexclad as well. Start cooking. Stop ordering takeout. Save money. Get going with Hexclad. Hexclad.com, promo code CHAT. You can also go hexclad.com/chat to get the promo code in there. That link and promo code is in the comments and in the description. Start cooking with Hexclad. It's HEXCLAD.com, promo code CHAT. Okay, I think a big discussion coming into tonight was, what do these fringe wide receivers do, right? No DJ Moore, no Darnell Mooney, no Chase Claypool, no Tyler Scott or Velus Jones at all. So you had a couple of guys on the bubble. Hey, what does Dante Pettis do? What does Equinemius St. Brown do? Well, you look at the wide receiver position, and Daurice Fountain will actually update this. These were his first half stats. He ended up having 5 for 86 and a touchdown. So he played well. Could he get onto the bubble? I do wonder that. But there you go, 5 for 85 and a touchdown. Isaiah Ford. Dante Pettis, though, 2 catches, 13 yards. Cool, he caught the punts, but he did nothing with the punt returns. We know he'll catch it, so that's a benefit, but he didn't exactly stand out. Like, you got to have more than just, well, I catch punts and Velus Jones doesn't. Like, surely you can find someone on the 53 that can just fair catch a punt, right? Like, if Velus Jones can't be trusted, someone else can catch the punt. Pettis didn't do much with his opportunity tonight. You know who did even less? Equinemius St. Brown. 1 target, dropped the ball. That's 2 games in a row with 0 catches. I think we got to start talking about EQ. He might be in trouble because I'll give Pettis this. He has much more special teams value than EQ. You look at this now. DJ Moore, Darnell Mooney, Chase Claypool. EQ's been listed as wide receiver 4, but you know Tyler Scott's going to make it. I think with EQ and Pettis not doing much tonight and Velus Jones having a very strong practice against the Colts, I think Velus is probably safe. So does it come down to EQ and Pettis for that final spot? I think EQ could be way more on the bubble than we're considering at the wide receiver position. And what if Daurice Fountain balls out next week again? He looked good out there, man. Big body, had a couple of strong catches, a long touchdown from Nathan Peterman. He was on the Chiefs 53 a couple of years ago. He can also play on special teams. I wonder if Daurice Fountain at least has like made Luke Getsy, Ryan Poles, Matt Eberflus be like, we might have to give him another look next week because he was easily the most impressive receiver out there tonight for Chicago. Hit that subscribe button here on the channel if you want Bears news, rumors, and most importantly, game day watch parties, post-game shows all season long. We're on the road to 70,000 subscribers. Do not miss out. Hit that subscribe button as we have you guys covered all season long. I think something that on a larger scale may not get discussed a bunch, but we're going to talk about it here is Alex Leatherwood struggled tonight. He did. Let's call a spade a spade. He had 2 false starts. Not 1, 2. That is not good, as my voice cracks there. You know, I think he's been on the right side of the 53-man roster discussion throughout. And, look, if you put a gun to my head and made me choose, I would probably say he makes it. But when you're fighting for your career and you have 2 false starts, that is not acceptable. You look at the offensive line depth chart, I think a lot of this will come down to that interior. We know the 5 starters, they're safe. Ja'Tyre Carter's a lock. He's going to make it. After that, I don't know if there is a lock. I think Larry Borum's the swing tackle, so let's say he's number 7. If they keep 9, I wonder if Doug Kramer, who I thought held up well tonight, makes it. And then maybe they decide between Lucas Patrick and Alex Leatherwood for that final spot. Leatherwood's young and maybe worth developing, but Lucas Patrick brings that leadership. It's going to be interesting. I think the offensive line from a depth standpoint is something to watch between now and roster cutdown day. And then final one here is, we kind of saw this coming, but pretty much all starters sat out. Outside of Tyreek Stevenson, and if you want to put Jack Sanborn in the starting category because he's probably your 3rd linebacker, pretty much everyone sat out. I'll just rip off some names, some due to injuries, some due to other things. Justin Fields, Eddie Jackson, Nate Davis, Jaquan Brisker, Chase Claypool, Velus Jones, Tyler Scott, DeMarcus Walker, Tremaine Edmonds, Yannick Ngakoue, Treston Ebner, Jalen Johnson, Cody Whitehair, Darnell Wright, Braxton Jones, Andrew Billings, Nate Davis, who was listed twice here for some reason, Darnell Mooney, Lucas Patrick, DJ Moore, Khalil Herbert, TJ Edwards, Gary Blasingame, Justin Jones, Mercedes Lewis, Kyler Gordon, and Dylan Cole. Most of those starters, none of them played. So this was about backups, about searching for depth, and I think the story of the night is Tyson Bagent, really. I mean, this is going to be a discussion moving forward. I don't think there is any doubt about that. Now, what do you guys think when it comes to Justin Fields? Should he play next week, or would you sit him again and not take the chance? Type Y for yes, type in for no. I would play him maybe for a quarter. I was fine sitting him tonight because obviously they got those joint practice reps throughout the week, but I still think that he's someone that I would play. And by the way, Tyson Bagent meeting with the media right now. Who had that on their bingo card going into tonight? Appreciate everybody for tuning in to our Bears-Colts instant reaction post-game show. We're going to have you covered all season. Hexclad, go check these guys out, hexclad.com/chat. Don't forget to like and subscribe. We'll see you guys soon.